If you get a obviously 214B, if you get refused, what happens? What should you do? Is it the end of the world for you? Is it done? You're over, done, life is done, and you can't do it again? US, you should forget it.
I will tell you, and it's hard to have perspective when you're 19 or 18. I mean, because most of the things that you go through like this are the first time it's happened and you can't believe it, First of all, it's not the end of anything. It's just the beginning. And many a time, Ashkan and I have talked about this and, all the achievements he's done and many have done. You very rarely get something very valuable in your life on the first try, every time. And nobody does. Nobody does. And so it's your first attempt at it. You can either take it as a big deal, or you can say, look, that didn't work out. Let me learn from that, work with Ashkan and his team, and do better next time, which is absolutely possible. In my history of doing these practice visa interviews, I will tell you that almost all of the people that I've worked with, not exclusively, but the majority, are people who've been previously refused. So it's absolutely not that it's the end of it. It's just basically another step, and you're growing, you're learning. And that particular consular officer didn't believe that you overcame immigrant intent, decided that they would give you the 214B. Once you get the 214B, yes, it becomes harder the next time. Why? Because the first step of the consular officer, the first thing they think about when you walk up and you have a previous refusal, which they see immediately on their screen, is why should I disagree with my colleague? Okay. Assuming you're applying in the same place. Okay. So it's the person in the next window made that denial decision. Why should I reverse their decision? Why should I say they're wrong? I'm going to, and so what you see is if you're successful in overcoming a 214B, you know what happens? If in a typical situation, the consular officer wants to issue your visa, walks over to the consular officer who denied you and says, look, I think this guy actually is qualified. I saw your notes, but how about this? And they say, look, I'm gonna go ahead and overcome this refusal you did before and issue the visa. Perfectly routine. It happens every single day in every consular section in the world. Okay, but how do you get to that point? Well, it helps if when you go for your second interview or your third interview, whatever number interview based on the times that you've had before, that you have something new, something that's not exactly the same as what you did before and presented before. It can be additional credentials, it can be additional travel, it can be a change in your academic plans. You're going to a different school, you're studying a different program. It can be that you do. And often I've explained this to people, you simply prepare in a better way than you did before. Perhaps some of the people who I've said before go in with the presumption that they're going to get their visa because, they're a good student and they have the finance and they don't bother to prepare and they get refused. This time they did bother to prepare. Okay. So you want that because the hurdle you're trying to jump over after you get an interview after a 214B is the consular officer's first question, second question, and it's definitely one of the first three is, what's changed since last time? What's different? And if you say nothing is different, I just thought you might, be more willing to listen to me, refused. I mean, because you really want to show that something is different than the previous time, because if there's nothing has changed at all, and you haven't prepared any differently, you haven't documented anything differently, none of the circumstances around your educational plans have changed. They're gonna their default move, is to agree with their colleague and refuse. So when you're dealing with after a 214B refusal the next time, you're overcoming immigrant intent, like you have to do with all of them, and you're overcoming the default of the consular officer to just agree with their buddy. Right. Okay, so you have two strikes against you. It's a baseball reference. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. 2 strikes against you. So how many game-winning home runs? Again, baseball reference. I'm sorry. I know. Got a big sport in some market. But anyway, how many game-deciding, World Series even deciding hits have come with 2 strikes? Many. Right. Okay, so you start out with that, but it doesn't mean you can't, prepare, you can't document differently, you can't present differently and get a different result. Absolutely you can.